Hey, this is Eclectic Vicky and I'm making my first driving video. I'm in Mesquite, right here at the Mesquite Mall. It may not be called Mesquite Mall. I don't really come over here very often. But I'm trying to get on 30 towards Texarkana, which actually I would consider this driving from Garland, Texas to Greenville, Texas. So it's about a 35-mile drive. So I may turn this on and off though, because I don't think it's going to be exciting for 45 minutes, 40 minutes, depending on how long it takes me to get on the road. So, all right, well, like I said, this is my first driving video. It is difficult to get on this road right here. There's a lot of road construction. So I'm on 635 trying to get on I-30. And I'm not really good with the east and west and all that stuff. Now, if I was just going to stay on 635, I would go directly into Dallas. And when I get on I-30, I will be headed toward Greenville. And if you want to go really far, you could go to Texarkana. These roads are bumpy too, because they're not in good shape. That's why they're doing road construction on them. There's always a lot of honking and obnoxious stuff. 2 people honked at me and I didn't do anything wrong, and that was coming from the other direction. They're like that. Their perception of what you're doing wrong may not be very accurate. It's just their perception. It's big city driving. It's a little overcast today. We are expected to have rain later. You can see the overpass. It's going to be a big bunch of, bridges. Sorry, I was thinking about the tornado we had. We had a tornado on the day after Christmas, December 26th, 5 or 6 years ago. And I never have been able to determine if this is the actual area where several people were killed. There were cars that were blown off of the freeway. I don't know if it's this area or on the toll road. I'll point that out when we're driving. But it's kind of a solemn thing for me anytime I come over here, because I always think of that. I was out of town and I actually came back in from Austin on this path, and in Waco I stopped at a by the pound Goodwill outlet and stayed a long time because you have to dig through the bins, and it might have saved my life. My thrifty shopping might have very well saved my life, because the reality is I would have probably been on this bridge area about the time that the tornado hit, and it was a pretty bad tornado. I don't remember what EF it was, but it was a pretty bad tornado. There's actually still damage over in Rowlett. It mostly hit in Rowlett, but it did hit some of Garland too. Garland and Rowlett are next to each other. They're suburbs that are next to each other. I hate this area here. It's really tricky. It looks like they've kind of gotten it where it's not so snaky looking, so as you can see, there's a lot of traffic on the other side. There's anytime time you drive here, you can never expect to hardly get anywhere you're going on time. So even though it's in the middle of the day, it's almost 12. Here's some of the snaky stuff that I don't like, where they've adjusted the lines on the road, to accommodate the road construction. It was worse than it is now. They have eliminated some of it, but it's still not great. This here is, I was in Mesquite. This is probably still Garland. I'm not totally sure where the line is over here. It's pretty close to being at the line between Garland and Mesquite, though. I mostly drive the speed limit, but most people don't. Even when I'm going, 75, people are dashing around me in a big way. Because about every 15 feet you hit kind of a bump, so I think that's probably what makes it a little shaky. I think this video is going to be kind of shaky, as a matter of fact. A lot of potholes too. Most of them are filled in, but it does have a lot of potholes. You can probably see them if you look down the road. I don't know if they're planning to do this whole road again or not, but could use some help. The gas back in Garland was $4.69. I haven't gotten out a whole lot lately. I'm packing up to move, and I haven't gotten gas in a while, so I'm kind of taking a chance that I might find some cheaper gas as I go along. I'm gonna have to stop and get some. Can probably make it on what I'm at, but I don't really like to let it get too low. going 20 on the freeway. Oh gosh. This right here is the other section. I think may have been where the tornado knocked several cars off of the highway and killed several people. I think this may be it right here, actually. There were crosses out there at one time, but I think the mowing people probably removed them. Actually, I think this probably is it, where the deaths occurred. Anyway, like I said, I always think of it when I go past here because, you know, those people were just out driving around and then their lives were taken, I mean, in an instant. I don't know if I'd been on the road myself, if I would have noticed a tornado coming or not. I think so. I'm actually fairly observative. Still going 20. Actually, I'm not even going 20. I'm going 18. Here's the sign that says Greenville 35. From my house, it's actually probably about 45 miles. It's not like this all the way. Actually, the traffic's usually pretty bad going into Rockwall. There's usually some sort of a little slow up, not usually to this extent, but and then after that it usually loosens up. I think a lot of people on this road in this area are going to Rockwall. Doing a lot of construction over here. It looks like they're building some additional bridges. It was very mysterious at first, you know, what they might be doing because you couldn't tell what was going on, but they are building some additional bridges. And we're coming up on Lake Ray Hubbard. You see all the big cranes over there? That is the marina on the other side of this outdoor world, which is like a Bass Pro. The right lane is closed up here. There's always somebody that's trying to rush around usually. So far, there's only been one person. Here comes a truck trying to do that. I hope they don't succeed. I don't like that kind of stuff when people don't want to. I don't like it when they want to try to, you know, beat the rest of the people. Or, I mean, I'm not saying I don't ever try to kind of, you know, get off the road if it looks like it's real crowded or something like that. But I don't make a habit of speeding up and running up to the front of the line and all that. That kind of stuff I don't care for. like this truck in front of me. It's a Horizon Dedicated Services. Freight line, maybe it's a moving thing, but I like the black and the white of it. Still not going any faster, obviously. Now I'm going like 14 miles an hour. This right lane is closed up here, and people are just coming up here and getting... I hate when people do this. It just makes the line... This is what causes the slowdown, when people don't get over in a timely fashion. When they are running up to the front, you know, trying to ease in to the front, that's what makes it go slow. It wouldn't slow down if people would get over. They told us a good mile back, you know, what was going to happen. I'm going to turn the phone for a second, see if you can kind of see these big cranes out in the water. So this is Lake Ray Hubbard. It's in basically Rockwall and Garland. It is a weird lake because sometimes it's kind of pretty and sometimes it's not very pretty. Today it looks pretty good. It's just a very strange lake because it's often super different looking, you know. Sometimes I've seen pictures I'm on some photo groups of Texas, and I've seen sunsets and things like that are real pretty, but it's just a weird lake. It's just not always pretty, so. But it's a lake and people like that, so. Alright, the traffic is speeding up a bit. Now I'm going about 40 across the bridge, so. You know, anytime there's a lake in a town, it makes the town more expensive. I would love to live in Rockwall, but it was beyond my means, and it for sure is now, so. Still can't go super fast. I'm going about 50 now, but 65 is the speed limit normally. Here's the other side of the lake. It's not really divided, it's just that, and here's the actual marina over there on the right. I don't know if I can. The marina was on the right. I don't think you can see it in my camera. Very overcast in the background there. We are expected to have rain. We had rain yesterday. It was in the nighttime, you know, when we were asleep, and we're supposed to have maybe some more today, which is nice because it cools it down. We're not into broiling hot yet, but we've actually had some pretty warm days. We had a couple of weeks, or at least a week or 10 days of really hot weather in May. You know, unseasonably hot weather, and it's kind of scary because Texas is broiling. Normally, so you don't want it to start too soon. There's a nice little area there where there's hotels and restaurants, and they have a nice several times. They have, in the summer, they'll have like concerts, free concerts down there in that area. They have like one a month or something, and you just go and bring a lawn chair and listen. So this is actual Rockwall. Next 5 exits is Rockwall. It's a pretty neat city. Nice little city. Suburb. City, suburb. It's a city, and it's a suburb of Dallas, so it's very nice. I don't think I'm going to drive real fast. I don't want to. That's my reasoning. I don't want to. As you can see, it's very, very overcast in the back. I've got to get over soon. This is this lane leads to a area where you have to get off. So. To the right and to the left is a lot of stores. Every store in the world. Old Navy, Michael's, Ross, Mattress Firm, restaurants on the border, Cracker Barrel, Kohl's, Home Depot. On the left is Walmart, Burger King, Texas Roadhouse. Anyway, it's one, in this regard, you can get off on a main road, which is Ridge Road, and you can just go down the access road and you can find everything in the world. You don't really have to look very hard here to find what you need. That's one thing I like about Rockwall. Alright, now I've got to get over, because this is that little lane. I'm in the lane to get off, and I don't want to get off, so got to get over. Gosh, 471. That's getting really high. Probably be $5 before the end of the summer, so maybe even in the summer. It's definitely going to affect the economy, that's for sure. Boy, those low-hanging clouds are really pretty neat. It's making a kind of a neat picture, so. Alright, we're about to go out of Rockwall. We just passed the courthouse, which is on the left, and the high school football field. They probably have more than one high school, but that, I don't know how many high schools they have, but anyway, I'm going to turn this off for a little bit because we just have a lot of country after this for a while. I'll turn it on at the next town. Well, we're coming into Fate. There's several RV places here on the left and the right side. We just passed a tiny home. Fate is the next town after Rockwall. So this is Fate, Texas. It's just a pretty small town. It's really dark outside. I don't need my sunglasses, but I just feel kind of naked without them. I wear them, you know. I have sensitive eyes, so I wear sunglasses almost always when I'm outside. And you can see the water tower over there to the right. It says Fate, F-A-T-E, Texas. There's actually one on the left, too. Got a new big grocery store here. It is, it's called Fresh. It's a offshoot of Brookshire's. Here's the Fate, passing the Fate marker here. That pretty well sums the town up. It's not really very big. To the left is some newly built apartment buildings, real big ones. And there's a few scattered businesses up here. Mechanics places, and to the left is a kind of one of those international kind of schools, I think. I'm also driving slower for another reason besides recording. You get much better gas mileage driving slower. Quite a few years ago, they made us drive 55, which was ridiculously slow, but our gas went a lot farther. You got about a fourth of a tank more gas driving 55. I don't think I could do 55. I'm currently doing 55. Okay, so this is Royce City. This is a bigger little town. And it is the next town after Fay. So it's Rockwall, Fay, and then Royce City. And it's, as of late, has sprung up quite a bit too. It's gotten quite a lot of stores and restaurants along the access road. They put in a Walmart, and it was out there when it was first built. It was out there all by itself, and then shortly thereafter, a lot of stuff started springing up. Apartment buildings, all kinds. This is the outskirts of Cattle Mills. It's the last town before you get the little ranches. I think we've already passed it, but it looks like it's abandoned. You know, well, it's not abandoned. Somebody owns it, but it looks like nobody's living at it. Anyway, it says Almost Heaven. I thought that was a cute name for a little farm/ranch. Here's another mobile home place. There's quite a few mobile home and RV centers here. I always want to stop, but I don't, because I would just like to look at stuff without people following me around, because I'm buying one in the future, but I'm not buying one right now, so I don't really like them following around. Here's to the right is a pre-made buildings place. It's real cute. They had some real cute playhouses for a while, but they don't have them anymore. I guess they sold them out and decided not to make any because they weren't fast moving. I think I saw one playhouse that sat out there for 3 years, so they might have decided they didn't want to make any more playhouses. I don't blame them, really. When I get moved and I buy my next house, I really want a playhouse. When I was a kid, I wanted a playhouse really desperately, and I never got one. We didn't have a lot of money. We went one time in Lubbock when I was probably pretty little, about 5, because that's how old I was when I lived there. I was about 5. We went to some kind of, it was probably like a building yard, and they had playhouses that were awesome. Some of them had running water, electricity, more than one room, 2-story, and I have never forgotten that, even though I was only about 5, maybe 6. Yeah, they were awesome playhouses. Can you imagine having a playhouse with electricity and running water and 3 or 4 rooms and upstairs? Well, I just thought it was heavenly. Well, I'm actually going to get off here. Wesley Street is the main street in Greenville. Wesley and Stonewall are the 2 main streets. I'm actually going to get off here because I'm going to go into Greenville. Got to pay my electric bill and mail a letter and get me some low-carb bread at the Brahms. All in that order. No, it'll probably be Brahms, mailbox, electric, because that's the order in which I'm going to pass them. My electric bill's due today, so I've got to get in there and make sure it gets processed. Alright, I'm going to get over here. Well, no, I don't need to get over, do I? I don't know. My car is loaded up with goods, so I can't really see all that well. I mean, I can see out my rear view window, but I can't see out the back, so I have to be more careful than normal when I'm driving. Well, there's the big Walmart. We have a market store, which is on Wesley, and there is the big Walmart. I would consider it to be the main grocery store here. And you may be able to see that truck's sign there. F *** K Biden. Yeah. Right after he was elected, they had a parade through all through Wesley Street with a bunch of big trucks and big Confederate signs and some American flags. Well, Confederate flags, not signs. And American flags, and, you know, anyway, they were like protesting, I guess. Well, this is Wesley Street. This is the main street in Greenville. And I need to get over because the Brahms is coming up pretty quick. This is a treacherous street too, because when this town was built, they didn't anticipate this many cars and this much traffic. It's really hard to come out on one of these side roads and like go across or anything. It's really hard to do. So, right. Well, I'm coming up on the bronze, so I'm going to stop my video. I'll do a video someday of Greenville. It has some interesting things. It's a pretty small town. It's about 30,000 people, but 33,000, something like that. But it does have some interesting things in it. Oops, order pickup, can't park there. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I hope they have my bread. It's popular. It's low carb bread, and it's only $2.09 a loaf, so it's pretty popular. All right, gonna run in and get my bread. Hope you like my video. Thanks for watching.